Alright, so today we're going to be smoking a brisket. I got me a 13-pound brisket, and we're going to throw that bad boy on the pit. It's going to take probably anywhere from 9 to 12 hours to smoke it. That's what's on the menu today. Alright, so we got our brisket. We're going to go ahead and trim the fat here. As you can see, we got a ton of fat we need to trim off. First thing you need to do is get you a sharp knife. And I happen to have this Chef's Choice professional sharpening station that my in-laws had got me for Christmas, and I love it. The thing works fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and take my little Cuisinart knife here, and we're going to run it through the knife sharpener. I like to do about 5 times on the left and 5 times on the right, and that's pretty much the sweet spot. Now we got a sharp knife, now we can trim the fat. There's really no fancy way to do this. Number one, you need a really sharp knife. And you just want to take it, and you just want to slowly trim it back. And you just keep trimming and trimming and trimming until you get it right down to the meat. You see right here how you got close to the muscle? We want to get it not quite down to the muscle, but pretty close. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it's worth it. Take the time and cut that fat off, because it saves you a lot of pain and agony once it's cooked and you get it sliced up and you don't have all that fat hanging off of the meat. Okay, so we got the brisket all trimmed up and ready to go, looking really good. And we have some beef stock that I'm going to inject it with, because you don't really want to inject it with anything foreign. You want to put its own flavor profile inside of it, which is beef. So I got me a little Cajun injector here. We're just going to go ahead and fill up the syringe, inject that beef stock all throughout the brisket. Be careful that you don't pierce all the way through the meat, because you want to keep that beef stock inside the muscle. Alright, so we're going to make our rub for the brisket, and basically that's going to consist of onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, paprika, salt, and a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Slap ya mama. If you don't want to make your own rub, I found one that I really like a lot, and I always say that I like the Fiestas brand. It has MSG in it, so a lot of people don't like it for that reason, but you know, I don't mind it a little bit in my barbecue here and there. It's Brisket Rub by Fiestas brand, and it's basically the same stuff. It's got rice flour, some spices, garlic, onion, paprika, sugar, basically the same kind of thing without all that MSG. So I prefer to just use my own. Now that we got the brisket injected, we're going to go ahead and throw that dry rub on it, and then we're going to get it ready to throw on the pit. So you just want to take it, sprinkle all those delicious seasonings all over the top of it, and all over the sides of it, and all over the back of it. Rub it in real good. Massage it in. Real good. All that garlic and all that sugar and paprika and spices are all going to get in there and make it very, very, very happy. That's what you want it to look like right there. All right, let's light the pit. But the first thing you got to do is uncover it, because you want to keep your pit covered so it don't get all rusty, right? It's like pulling the cover off of your Ferrari. Not that I know what that's like, but I bet it feels the same. All right, first of all, I want to point out that I have a brand new paint job on this bad boy right here. That's right. Thank you to Rust-Oleum and High Heat Satin Black Paint. That gets the job done every time. Keep this baby looking good. All right, let's clean it out. You're supposed to clean it out the next day after the barbecue, when the coals are nice and cool and you can dispose of them. But let's be honest, that never happens. So I clean it out before the cook. It's better to clean it out after the cook, you know, once the coals have cooled down, because if it rains and stuff, even though it's covered, these ashes will get wet and sit there, and it takes forever for them to dry, and it'll just rust the bottom of your pit out. So clean your pit out the next day if you want to preserve it as long as possible. All right, so we're going to use Kingsford charcoal as our fire starting base. I use the charcoal lighter fluid. If you don't like to use that, you can go get you a little chimney and start it that way, but I cheat a little bit with this. Just wait till those coals get white hot and all that will burn off. So I just go this route, it's a little faster for me. Light that bad boy. And then we're gonna come back and throw some oak wood on it, which I have stashed over here to the side. Oak wood is just what I have. It's what I burn in my fireplace. It's also good for barbecuing. It produces high heat. It's really good to cook with, easy to control. If you wanna go get you some of that fancy wood like mesquite or hickory, can't hurt. I just don't have any of it. If I had some, I'd probably use a little bit of hickory or mesquite. Doesn't hurt. What the heck? You're gonna have to have a place for your grease to drip out of. We got us a little can. We made some little holes and put a little thing for it to hang. And it hangs down here, right here, like so. And that's where all the drippings go. But to preserve your can, a neat little trick is to get you a big wad of paper towels and put in here, and that grease will hit the paper towels and soak up all the grease, and you can just pull it right out after the cook, and it's easy cleanup. Yeah, at the beginning of a good barbecue, it's all about getting your fire right. You got to get your fire right. See right here? You got to get that good coal bed going, which we did with our Kingsford. We got our oak logs lit. Get that fire good and controlled and start to get pretty hot, and then you're ready to cook. Now that our fire's ready, we're going to go ahead and close the lid and get our temperature to 225 to 250. That's where we're going to cook it. Also, I wanted to let y'all know that that's what this is for. This regulates your heat. So the more you open it, the hotter it gets. The temperature will climb. If you want to lower your temperature, then you close it. The more you close it, the faster it'll drop your temperature. The more you open it, the faster it'll heat up. It's what controls your temperature and the airflow. All right, it is time to put this beautiful brisket on the pit. We got our temperature just right where we want it at 250 degrees. Fire is looking real nice. Get you a nice little poker with a hook on it. You always want to use that on a barbecue. Okay, so we got our brisket ready. It's in the pan. It's the way I cook it in the pan. It always turns out great that way. If you want to put it on the grate, that's fine. It's however you want to do it. This turns out really good for me, and it's easy to kind of maneuver and manipulate. So we're going to go ahead and put that on. Fat side up, all the way indirect heat. We got our firebox over here. Let's bring in the heat indirectly over. We want to put it as far away because we want to cook this low and slow. All right, we're looking good. We're right at 250 degrees. No barbecue is complete. Can't barbecue without a good cold beer. Cheers. Gotta check the fire. Right now we're running at, well, a little about, what, 230?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're just right on the money, okay, because we want to be between 225 and 250. Low and slow is how you want to cook a brisket. Right now, our internal temperature is reading 150 degrees right now. This is our desired temperature. Once we reach that 185 degrees, that baby is done. We're going to pull it and let it rest until it gets room temperature. And then we're going to put it in the refrigerator and take it out in the morning and slice that baby because it slices really good cool.
Can we get a view under the pit, under the lid?
That's a big fat no.
Oh, come on.
All right, just a little teaser. It's not ready yet.
I know.
It's got a long ways to go. Quickly. Oh. That's all you get.
That's all I get?
That's all you get.
You're no fair.
Rule number 1 to barbecuing. Never open the lid until it's ready.
Okay, so I've got my Angry Orchard, you know, my alcoholic apple juice.
Yes.
And we have this fun little Saints game. So we have to guess the number of points we're gonna get when we open our drink.
Yep.
Okay.
So, what is your guess?
My guess is gonna be 10.
Okay, my guess is gonna be 1.
Ooh, that's a bad guess. Let's see who wins. 10!
Oh man! Booyah!
Yep, I got it.
Okay,
Let's see how you do.
she always kicks my butt at this game.
Oh, let's see how Jason does. What do you think it's gonna be?
Okay, so I have the brisket smoking over there. As you can see, we're about, geez, 6 hours in.
Yeah.
Got me a longboard island lager from Kona.
Because we just booked a Hawaii cruise today.
Because we're celebrating our Hawaiian cruise that Elisa just booked for us. So I'm gonna guess 14 on this one. Here we go.
I'm going with 7.
So we're going here. Elisa says 7. I say 14. So wish me luck. Oh, it got stuck.
It got stuck.
So we just get a little tap, tappy tap, 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 tap. Go to 14 this way right here. Tap, tappy tap. Oh my God! Oh, it went 10.
It's your fault.
That one really doesn't count.
It doesn't.
All right, fine. We both lose. Cheers. All right, so, oh geez, it's what time is it? It's midnight, and we're still rocking. We're only at 162 degrees on our brisket. We need to be at 185 degrees, so we got about a couple hours left. And it's midnight, so it looks like I'm going to be here till probably 2 a.m. I think Elisa's going to call it a night, so good night. Hopefully in 2 hours I can pull this brisket off, and we're going to have some delicious brisket tomorrow.
Can we get it?
It's going to be so worth it.
Can we get a peek in the under the lid?
We can, real quick. Ready?
Mm.
Good. Let's go get some more wood. We just pulled it out of the oven and sliced it up, and it's ready to roll. This is what we got here. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Brisket footage.
Look at that, you guys. Tender, nice smoke ring. Got some good slices here. Look at that. Turned out really, really good. Very happy with it. Got some burn ends here. So we're just gonna cut some pieces and lay them across for a brisket sandwich. Look at this, you guys.